If you're thinking about moving to DFW, Texas, there are some things you really need to know because one of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that DFW is just one basically big old city, but it's not. It's actually a massive metroplex. It's over 8 million people in over 9,000 square miles of Texas. DFW is bigger than New Jersey, and if you combined Rhode Island and Connecticut together, yeah, DFW is bigger than that too. So where you choose to live can mean the difference between loving it or hating it. Move to the wrong area, and you may be questioning why you ever moved here. Your commute, your budget, your stress level, your convenience, and yes, your sanity are all at stake. So I'm going to walk you through what you need to know before you think about relocating to the great metroplex called DFW. So you'll avoid some very common mistakes. Hi, I'm Cherie Bell with Ultima Real Estate, and I help people relocate to the western side of DFW. So whether you're moving here from out of state, across Texas, or you're just trying to figure out what part of DFW actually best fits you, this is not one place with one vibe, one type of housing, and one lifestyle. It's more like night and day different. Fort Worth is very different from Dallas. They're not even cousins. Southlake is different from Crowley. Keller is different than Benbrook. And living in a home on land in Parker County or Wise County is different than living in a city subdivision with smaller lots and HOA amenities. So one of the biggest mistakes buyers make is not getting specific about what kind of life they actually want to live here. That's where the real conversations should start, not just DFW. What part of DFW is going to actually match our lifestyle? What's the motivation for moving here in the first place? Is it a job opportunity, getting closer to family, maybe escaping the cold of the northern states? Job and family often help define a location, but if location is not tied to anything specific with a commute, then you have to consider the lifestyle first. Scrolling homes is fine, and the house is a big part of the decision, but drill down to the lifestyle and what will really help you determine where you will best land here in DFW. How do you want to live? Do you want to be closer to things like restaurants, shopping, and everyday conveniences? You want a suburban neighborhood with sidewalks, community amenities, and a more neighborhood centric feel? Or do you want more space, more privacy, maybe a little land, place to put a shop, room to breathe? Because in DFW, you can absolutely find all of these different lifestyles. But finding all of those in one place would be a challenge almost as big as DFW itself. And that's where buyers get frustrated. Over the years, I've found the perfect home. It sounds like this. We want the convenience of the suburbs, the short commute of city living, the privacy of the country, and low taxes. That's the combination everybody wants. But it comes down to deciding what matters most. Not everything, just the top few things that really matter to your day-to-day life. Because there's no perfect area, but there is an area that fits what you're looking for best. When talking about location, we have to talk about traffic because commute times can change your whole experience. A house can look perfect on paper. It's beautiful, great photos, good price. And then you realize the commute is wearing you out every single day. That happens a lot in DFW. The map can fool you. Things don't look far away on the map in miles, but the actual drive time can be a completely different story. Then when you add in construction, which we have a lot of here, rush hour traffic and congestion, you literally have the perfect trifecta for stressful commuting. And the daily drive becomes a much bigger factor than people ever expected. So when you're relocating, before you ask the question, well, how far is that house from any location you plan on commuting to? Ask how long it takes to get there in real life. This is a very different question. And toll roads are part of life in many parts of DFW, but it's an expensive part of life if you have to use them. So now you're not just thinking about commute time, you're thinking about commute cost. And that adds up. A beautiful house does not feel quite as beautiful if getting to and from it every day makes you miserable. Another thing to know is that housing in DFW is all over the place. One of the good things about it is you have options. You could find everything from older homes in great neighborhoods to new construction in a former hayfield, townhomes and condos, homes on an acre or more outside the city limits to large ranches in the country. But everything always comes down to the same thing because it's lifestyle. And every type of property comes with trade-offs. New construction, it's shiny and appealing. But in Texas, you got to watch out for builder quality. It's a huge consideration. HOA dues, special tax districts, and what the area around that brand new neighborhood is going to look like in the next few years. Compare that to an established neighborhood that may have bigger trees, more character, but the home may also come with older systems and may have maintenance needs. And if you move farther out for land, well, that opens up a whole different conversation. Now we're talking about septic systems, wells, propane. Do they have good internet access? How's the road conditions? And how far are you from everyday conveniences? So yes, the house matters, absolutely. But how that house and the lifestyle come together matters more. Of course, it wouldn't be right if we didn't spend a moment covering our bipolar weather here in DFW because North Texas weather has a personality. Everyone knows our summers are hot. They're not just kind of hot, it's hot for months. Then on the flip side of our bipolar weather, in the spring, we get storms, the kind that bring hail, high winds, and tornado warnings, the kind that can leave a repair bill in their wake. And while winters here are not what most people call severe, ice can still be a major problem when it rears its frigid head in a state like Texas with little to no equipment to deal with it. It's all bipolar. So weather is not just a comfort issue, it's also a homeowner issue. All of these things can affect your experience living in the home and your maintenance costs while you're there. So when you're considering DFW, don't just think about how the weather feels because, like I say, it's bipolar. And it's also why our insurance rates are so crazy. Are you someone who loves peace, privacy, and staying home? Are you someone who wants quick access and convenience? Neither lifestyle is wrong, but knowing that about yourself is going to help you choose the right area. DFW is growing fast. A lot of people are moving here. We've got job opportunities, growth and development everywhere. And yes, those are real positives, but growth also comes with trade-offs. We've got more traffic, more rooftops, more construction, and more pressure on our infrastructure. And in some places, a quiet edge-of-town location today may feel very different a few years from now. That's why buyers need to think ahead, not just about the house, about the area. What's being built nearby? What's planned down the road? Is this area likely to stay the way it feels right now? Or is it going to change fast? Because in DFW, change happens and it happens quickly. Buyers need to go in with their eyes wide open. And here's one more thing that really matters: the feel of an area. You can look at houses all day long online. You can compare square footage, price, lot size, school districts, amenities, and still not know whether an area feels right for you. And that feeling is not something you fully understand from photos of a house. It's something you feel when you drive the area. That's why relocation is not just a home search, it's a lifestyle search. You're not only choosing a house, you're choosing your everyday environment. And if it's possible for you at all to visit before buying, do it. Seriously, do it. Drive the areas you're considering. Drive them in the morning, in the afternoon. Take the route to work that you would be taking. Go to the stores nearby. Is it too busy? Is it too isolated? too commercial, or does it feel right? Because online research absolutely helps, but it only tells part of the story. I've seen buyers come in convinced that they know exactly where they want to live, and after one day of driving around, they completely change their minds. I've also seen buyers discover an area that they were not even considering, and it turns out to be the perfect fit. There's just no substitute for getting your own eyes on it when you can. Don't forget about things like doctors, hospitals, schools, churches, and the airport if you travel a lot. Because for some buyers, they move farther out for more house and more land. And for them, it's absolutely worth it. For others, it starts to feel like every outing is a chore. And after a while, that can get old. So if you're thinking about moving to DFW, here's the bottom line. Don't just pick a house, pick a lifestyle. Because where you live in DFW will absolutely affect every aspect of your life and how much you enjoy living here. We've got a lot to offer, but we're not a one size fits all. The right move is not just about finding a home, it's about finding the right fit. I'm Cherie Bell with Ultima Real Estate, and I help people relocate to the western side of DFW. So if you're planning a move and you want help narrowing down the best area for your lifestyle, even if it's on the east side, I'd love to chat and help you navigate the market. Find your dream home.